All right, happy Saturday, everyone. Our channel has been really exploding with new members. I say not new members, new subscribers to the channel. We have 10 members of the YouTube channel. But today we're going to continue to talk about our enclosures. And I'll have to show you guys. Let me go get these pages. I need to show you this. So I've been writing out, we're on this journey about Bebop enclosures, and as messy as this stuff is, it's still, I think, very helpful. So we did page 1, page 2, page 3, and I've done 4 and 5 this morning. And so page 4 is looking quite messy, but I think it's full of a lot of good content. I am going to put all this in Finale. I've just been in this freehand writing stuff. So let's just look at a couple of these. The first one is this idea, and what we're doing, just so everybody's clear, is we're learning how to get that, outline the harmony with chord tones on downbeats. It's not that your chord tones always have to be on downbeats, but when you play a lot of downbeats, chord tones on downbeats, it just outlines the harmony. So even something as simple as this, I'm getting to that third, and that's a really nice thing. So D minor, so even that F and that A, that's the minor third, that's the fifth, that's the flat 7, and that's the 9. And then my offbeats usually help get to a chord tone. So like the third is a great example of getting to a chord tone, right? And even when you play a diminished chord, all of those notes are chord tones. That A flat is the flat 9. So we're going to go through this messy PDF in just a minute, but I want to say again, thank you to those of you who have been commenting on my videos. It's very meaningful to get, waking up to some really nice comments and things of people scattered throughout the world having fun with these Bebop enclosures and all the chord voicings and things like that. So thank you for that, and keep doing that. Keep commenting on the videos. Let me know how I can help you as well. Okay, the very next thing is, let's just go through a few of these. Let me do that one since I went ahead and did it. It's right there in the middle of the page. Just that is a great concept. Like, it doesn't matter what key you're in. You can start, let's say if we're doing a 2-5 and B flat. I go to the 4th note of C minor, right? Because C 2, 5, 1. I go the 4th note, and it gets down to the minor third, and now I'm at the 3rd of F. Even that, isn't that nice the way we did that? So the music shows you the fingering, even as messy as it is. Actually, I didn't. Let me see if I played it different. I put a little turnaround on that one, which is nice as well. But you can go. Now watch this. And even that gets me to the pentatonic. That's another thing we've been talking about recently, is like, let's say you're in C major and you know that you can do 1, 2, 3, 5 of the scale. And I recommend that everybody spend time going around the cycle, even B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat, G flat. And then you're done, right? But remember that you can also do that for minor. So you go to a minor. If you come up to a minor chord and you need something to play, you can do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2 flat 3 of the scale, and that's a really nice thing. As a matter of fact, on the very last example, which is going to be really cool, on this page, you'll see that we go up the scale in minor. Okay, now let's go back and just spend a little more time on this one. When you go, there's your downbeat on the minor third. And notice that 5th on the downbeat, all of those are chord tones. Now technically, that's the 9th, which is still a chord tone. And then it gets to the 3rd. Now, this last week at iMusicAcademy, we've been talking a lot about the minor third to major third. Even from a blues context, if I want, and you could go, B flat, 3rd, 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 fifth. So that getting that third is one of the best things you can do. So let's talk just a little bit more about the third. This idea of minor third to major third. So whenever I'm playing a C blues and I go to the F chord, I can do the minor third to major third or an enclosure on the F as well. Same thing on the G. It's a great thing to do. Hey Vance, good to see you this morning or this afternoon or whatever time it is. All right, so watch this. All thinking thirds there. Minor third, major third of G. Third of A, right? And I go, you know, this week we've been talking about this idea of ba-da-da for D minor. And I go, so on a D minor, I can do the fifth, right? Or I can do the F major. It's the same notes from major or D minor if I'm in minor, okay? Okay, now let's keep going down this PDF. I've been at it again, writing out all kinds of crazy things. And I keep telling you guys I'm going to do it, put it in the finale, but I'm on page 5 now, and I just keep going. And the reason I'm doing this is because I'm trying to get you guys an idea of how to get these enclosures down. Like if we're on a G, we can go simply this, getting to that third. Or we can go, right? And then also all of these loops and ideas I've been doing this week have been mostly 2-5-1-6 in the key of C. And the reason is not only are we learning how to make our scale lines line up on chord tones and downbeats. For instance, if we do D minor and I start on the fifth, if I do a short 2-5-1, I go D minor, I need that C sharp to lead into the fifth of G. And the same thing if I'm going to C, I put another half step in there, right? Again, let me do that again. I can go this idea of, right? I'm going and outlining those thirds or fifths. It could be anything. Okay, so you have the scale notes. Even this is gold for you guys. Like you need a short 2-5-1, and you want your scales to be able to line up as well. And of course, you can put in your bluesy stuff as you need there, right? And let me just say a note about that. As I'm doing occasionally I want to do a blues scale kind of thing. Remember that Ray Charles gives you that minor third to major third. So really, now here's the 9th, here's the 13th, and here's the minor third to major third. Okay, now let's keep going. Let's actually go through some of these. So as I'm looking at the top of page 4, we have this. Now even that, getting to the 5th of D minor, and then to G, I go, and then I had this 1, and then it does it again, 3, and third. And here is something that we did previously in another loop. Remember that the first loop for this week was this. We went something like, right here. We did 1, 2, 3, 5 of C major. Now notice this loop, now it's doing it in reverse. So I just said, as you came into this lesson, I said, make sure that everybody's practicing your 1, 2, 3, 5s. You can practice 1, 2, so it kind of gives you that giant step kind of sound, right? But it's such an important thing. And the reason is if I practice this and going around the cycle, I go to F, B flat, E flat, and go all the way around and take your time. You could just do one chord if you're a beginner, or you could go up and then go down a half step, right? Get familiar, take your time doing this. But the reason I'm telling you how important this is because if I'm improvising and I'm on a C chord, I know those notes are going to work. And I know, of course, the minor third to major third is going to work. But also, a fifth away gives me the notes for a C major 9. Same exact pattern, though. And so in these loops like this right here, I went ba-da-da-da, and then right here I go. So we have this. Now what is that? That's the 9th, that's the major 7, that's the 6th to the 5. And then the 3rd to the flat 9. So you have a simple loop there. And it goes right here. So sometimes I might want to do my own thing and you know, not necessarily the loop, but then I might go to something like this and then go to the loop and here. So then I picked it up again, right? Okay, so that pretty much explains that one. And even that loop at the top, I'm thinking about four important things. The first one is, notice the D minor goes to the 5th. The next one actually goes up to the flat 7. So I'm thinking melodically as well. And then I go, right? That's really nice for the G7 because it gives me the 3rd up to the 5th. And I have a little theme going. And then here I'm already on the note. Starts over. Okay, so even that one loop gives you some really awesome things. You could say, okay, what's happening? I'm surrounding the 5th and then up to the flat 7. So if I was on the key of G minor and I go, okay, there it is right there. Okay, so again, I'm going to the surrounding the 5th, right? If I'm on G, so I'm getting a lot of practice done right there. Or surrounding those thirds, right? Really important. Okay, let's go on to the next one. Actually, on this one, on the very next line, I gave you another option. So now you have this. 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. Now you skip to the 3rd line. And then it starts over. And 3 and we'll talk about it in a second. Here's the 3rd line. And that's so important because that's just a diminished scale. Or diminished chord starting on the C sharp, which is the 3rd of A, and it goes 3, 5, flat 7, 9, up to the 3rd again, and then it starts over. Up and 3 and 4. And what's so nice about that one is it does the harmonic major scale that we talked about. You want to keep your chord tones on downbeats. And I'm turning it around 1 and a 2 and 3. So that half step gives me the much needed thing on the 5th. Much needed chord tone, and I'm going down the scale. 3rd. Sorry, on C it's 5th, 3rd, and then it gets to the 3rd of A. go 2, 1, 2, 3, 5 if you want, or 4. Right here, you're gonna go slow. Two, 1, 2, 3, 5. Okay, let's keep going down. That's a really nice thing. The very next one is this idea, kind of a little grace note. Let me see what we did. Oh, this. Let me make sure I did that right. And two, and let's see. That's the loop. Okay, now this is an easy one why I decided to do this. Let me say hello. Oh my gosh. So I haven't had the chat window up. Good to see you. Vance has been having the chat to himself. Hey Marla, good to see you. Marla, this is gold for you right here. These are great little simple ideas to put into your bag of tricks. So as we go through this, let me make to where I can see the chat window and see the handwritten messiness. Okay, so Marla, we're gonna do this idea of, I'm looking at the one, the fourth line down the page, and we had this. And that's just minor third to major third, starting on the 6th. So the 5th note of D, that gives me a D minor 9, right? Now watch this, Marla. You guys remember that this has been a theme this week. And it's the 3rd to the flat 9 and getting up to the 5th. So I just looped this. Sorry. So Marla, even that right there is our A blues scale, right? So I could go or right? That's our A minor, but I really want that to be a grace note getting to the 9th. And this, I did this on purpose, but this idea of our minor third to major third, and again, we're visualizing the key of C, and we go 3, 5, 4, 2, 3, but any key that you want, that's gold right there. Right? Doesn't matter your key, but that's a great shape to get into. Yeah, and Marla, I need to say this as well, and for Vance, is you guys know that Marla says that the loop to the 5th, and also I want to address a really important thing. A lot of the time when we start improvising this, I mean, I was guilty as anybody for this, what I'm about to show you, but this idea of everything starting on the root, you know, like whatever lick you're doing, and then you learn how to do the 9th, which sounds really good, but then you say, well, I also want to be able to start things and lines and ideas on other notes, like the 3rd. So even that right there, when I go minor third to the 3rd, right? So that's different than, like, it's great to be able to start our lines and our arpeggios and everything on the 3rd, but we want to be able to do them on other notes as well. So by doing this kind of practice, I'm also showing you ways you can do like the minor third or the 5th, right? You can go, if I go 2 with a half step, 5, 1, or I could go And that way I went the third all the way up, and you can go all the way up, no problem, and it'll get you to the G. Little things like that. Or I could go, on the fifth, I could go, or, right? Isn't that nice what just happened there? I did a long 2-5, 2. All right, so the next thing, yeah, that is a nice sound to the fifth. And that's right, it's kind of a diminished kind of sound. Okay, let's keep going down the page here because what we're about to get to is pretty crazy. The next one down is one of my favorite things to do is to target the major 7. So 9 on a 9 chord, like on this. So ba-da-da-da-da. And even notice that, and I skipped the 6th, right? That's the 3rd of G. So we're gonna go, and that gets me down to the major 7. Let's do that again. Now watch what happens here. Again. Let's do it again and we'll break it down. And let me think about my fingering here. I'm going to change it. I'm going to go. I'll go to 3 there. So we're going to go. Watch this. Actually, isn't that nice? That's your C major 7, no problem. But starting on the 7, and then I go walk chromatically up to the 3rd of A, and then still hit that flat 9. What a great little loop. Right? Of course, you can always have fun with your diminished. You can go all the way up and down the keyboard. All right, now here's a little quick break to tell you guys to do something for me. Make sure you're commenting on my videos. I think we've gone up by 30 subscribers a month just by more comments coming in. And also liking the videos also really helps. Also, I'd love to hear from you guys. Like, Vance is a member of the YouTube channel, and Marla's an All Access member, and I love to hear from you guys, but I also love to hear from our community as well. So somebody from South Africa commented last night. They said they're enjoying these Bebop Enclosures, and a couple other people. So I'm getting these really nice comments, and I always love that you guys are getting this kind of thing, as messy as it is. Okay, let's keep going down. We just a few more to go. Okay, let me say one more thing about practicing this thing before we go on to the next thing. So this idea, that's a great thing to get to your 3rd of the next chord. I also like to do this kind of sound. Listen how nice that is. Right. And right here, this kind of sound, that's going up to your 9th. What a great sound that is. I'm just doing the arpeggiation up to the 9th, or I could go. Or I could go. Okay, one thing that you're going to start seeing that I do, and a lot of you are already getting this, is that we learn these ideas like this, Marla, this right here, we surround that fifth, and then you're beginning to start to connect your lines, knowing that it's you learn these loops, and then you kind of mix and match them. Like, remember, the original loop was this. There it is. Third, fifth, third, fifth, third, root, third, fifth, third, root. See what we're doing? I'm not even thinking beforehand. I'm just like thinking melodically in my head of where I want to go, but we're getting some of these simple patterns in. So Marla, like this right here, 1, 2, 3, 5 is a pattern, but it's also a musical idea that you're getting into your fingers and your head as you're improvising. Like, remember I said you can go 1, 2, 3, 5, but I can also go 1, 2, 3, 5 on a C major on G, and now it opens up the fifth, the sixth, the major 7, and the 9 on top. And I even practice turnarounds like that. So let's just take this one idea, which is in all these PDFs. Let me move this stuff over. I'm gonna say, okay, we have 7 people watching. I'm gonna refresh and let's see how many likes. Let's see how many people have liked this video yet. Let's just check. Oh, I'm showing 3. That's pretty pathetic. It is a Saturday. It's not one of our normal days, but we'll see. My thing is not about the likes. I just want to make sure I'm making a difference and that people are getting this stuff. Okay, let's go ahead and continue this idea. If I'm practicing this kind of stuff, 1, 2, 3, 5, and then I go 1, 2, 3, 5, 1, 2, 3. So here's an example of the way I might practice turnarounds. So that time I went, I did this idea of 1, 2, 3, 5, but remember, you can also go down, and if you go to a minor chord, you can go 1, 2, minor, third, 5. Isn't that nice that just opens up? Okay, and even from a standpoint of a blue, what are you still deciding? Trying to see what Vance is still deciding. All right, here you go. All right, now, Marla and Vance, this is really important what I'm about to show you guys, is I'm just showing you one idea. Like I could go here. And I'm just taking the one idea down, and then but you have this idea as well. I could go. And now I'm going up and down. Oh yeah. I've actually written, Marla, if you help me remember, I will send out some etudes that I've done for this kind of sound. Like actually outlining specific chords, and I take you through entire jazz blues on how to do that kind of stuff. I have a crazy course that Marla doesn't even know about. I don't even think Vance knows, but my best course ever, my most favorite course I've ever done is 50 Days to Flying Fingers, and it's an incredible course. It's my favorite one I've ever done. Okay, so Marla, remind me etude, and I'll send you the jazz etude that will really help your technique. Okay, now guys, the reason why I'm talking about just one idea of all of these is, notice then you start using your enclosures. You go and watch this. So all I was doing there is taking that one idea of 1, 2, 3, 5, 1, 2, 3, 5, and then occasionally I might want to put a half step. I could go. Okay, let's keep going down the PDF. I think part of the as I'm telling you about this idea, over the last week and a half and at me writing out these PDFs, it's not just to write out loops. It's to write out concepts that help you go from this D minor, and you need to stay on your downbeats, and you go the 5th of D minor, and you go half step. Half step gets you to the 5th of G, where I could use a 1, 2, 3, 5. And then I could use this, which is a really important Marla lick that she's getting in. Okay, the next one down, we kind of already mentioned, but I'm just going to play it again. Now, what I did right there is this idea up to the 9th. Isn't that really nice? And then you have 3, 5, flat 7, 9 of G. And now watch this. And I went to here, and that's 1, 2, 3, 5. Again. And I could even put the little Oscar Peterson-ish idea, and that's what I did there, in case anybody is wondering. So that time I went down. Instead of what's written, instead of this, I did this. Same idea, just went down, right? Okay, let's keep going. I love that one. I'm so glad that you were able to make the live, both of you guys today. It is really interesting because Marla has this really interesting way of showing up at the perfect time, because I know what she's working on, and this stuff is perfect, Marla, for you. All right, the next thing we're going to do is this one. All right, this is actually kind of easy, but it goes back to this idea of not starting always on the minor, on the root, right? So we start on the minor 3rd, and I go up F major 7. Watch this. Right? We have this lick that we have from Blues Volume 1, and we can turn it around, do so many different ways, but you can do this. Okay, that's the first part of it. I absolutely love this idea of going up to the 3rd and the root. Like, it doesn't matter what key you're in, I want you to learn that. So in a blues, you go. Even that, when I went minor 3rd to major 3rd, even on F, right? 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 There it is, right there. Now, this idea of F major 7, we know that's a great sound. You hear this, these like horn line kind of sounds where you go. So we have that kind of sound right there. In your right hand, you just go F major 7, I go. There it is. And then here's the next part. We go root. Same thing, but on the A. So now we have 2 and 3 and 4 and. I remember. I remember. This morning, I remember watching an Oscar Peterson thing, because you guys know I love Oscar Peterson. And he was the first person I listened to, and I wanted to quit and wanted to learn at the same time. And then I think Bill Evans was next. But Oscar Peterson was saying in the video this morning is that he wants his lines to sound at times harmonically like a sax section, right? So you go. See what I did right there? I went, which is this. So going back to this simple idea of 3 and 4 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, let's go down to the next one. Now this one, I'm going to ask you guys, this will be the last one we can do. Actually, I'll show you part 5 that I started writing. So let's go another about 5 to 10 minutes and we'll be done. Here we go. This is going to stretch you guys a little bit, but I want to know what you think. D minor. And then we're going to go. And then we're going to go. Which is your diminished idea. Listen, you had this of going. I was playing earlier, I was playing of the D natural, but oh, thank you so much, Marla. You're very nice. Do you guys like the D or the D flat there? Here we go. Again, we're going to go, you like the D natural or the D flat? Two or one? Okay, let's talk about it while I'm waiting. You like the D natural, okay? Yeah, I had a feeling you guys were going to say that. So basically, we're kind of getting an altered sound. I think I kind of like that too. I was feeling a little bit convicted about that. So we had this. And this, so let's talk about it. The first one is this. Everybody make sure you get this. We just talked about the importance of 1, 2, 3, 5, 1, 2, 3, 5, whatever key you're on. Right, but also you can do minor and should do minor. So remember D minor, just like you practice D major. I I want you doing minor. So what I just did is this on purpose. What a great exercise right there for everybody. You come to a D minor, you need a D minor or a 2-5, why not this? Or, I kind of like that. Okay, so everybody good on that? So 1, 2, minor, third, all the way up the minor scale, and you go down to your third finger, middle finger. Okay, so that's the first thing that's happening on this particular example, and then we're gonna go. Now watch this. It sounds like it would be hard, but I want you to watch this. D minor, and then I go the first 4 notes of the E flat major scale, which is a half step up. It sure does take the mystery out of it. When you say I'm on D minor, oh, okay, I'm gonna go to the 5th note of the major scale above. Isn't that amazing right there? Okay, the next part of the lick does this. And I go ba-da-ba-da, major 7, 9, 5, 6. What a nice little ba-de-da-da. And then it does this diminished. I wrote this etude called Ode to Oscar, speaking of Oscar Peterson, and there's a part in there that it does that. Let me get to the part. Anyway, it's a really cool etude. But the point is, I did this little diminished thing on the 6th chord, right? So whatever key you're on, that's a great little thing to do. A7, go up a half step and play diminished, but still hit that A right there. All right, so that's that loop. Let me go on to the next page. We're almost done. And this one, I think I have just the first part, but I actually added to this, is this one right here. I want to make sure I have it right. All right, now this is a this is a really nice one, because if you'll start to see, I'm trying to connect all of these ideas for you guys. This does what we had talked about. You get the 5 notes in, then skip the 6 and go up to the flat 7. Watch this. Then chromatically down. Now here's the last part. There's your E minor. Then up, chromatically up. That's not right. And it loops again. All right, the very last one is very important, is this one. We're going to go... yeah, we kind of already did that one, of this idea of... You need one lick to get under your fingers. Awesome, guys. Hey, thank you so much for hanging out. I want to say again, thank you for the support of the channel. Marla is a huge part of iMusicAcademy. She's an all-access member. Vance is a part of the YouTube channel, and thank you for that. And there are ways to support the channel. You can always give donations if you want to do that. It's not recommended. Just by commenting is helpful as well. And if you want to join our YouTube channel, I would recommend that's an easy way to enter into what we're doing, but not expected at all. I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your weekend. And Marla, I'll see you on Monday. And Vance, I'll see you the next time we go live for a YouTube lesson. You guys get to say bye to each other now. Awesome. And Marla, I'll put these, I'm going to redo the PDF so it'll be 5 pages, and I'll put it in the membership folder. All right, guys. Awesome. I'm glad that you guys get it.